So, Ian, one of the things what you've also discussed is there are a lot of people out of work at the minute through maybe it's through hospitality or whatever reasons there are people on the market, and there are people who are taking jobs unfortunately through necessity rather than desire. I think you call those reluctant recruits, and people joining businesses just to get a job rather than it's a good career move, etc. What advice do you have for business leaders or on that topic?
I think this is a real danger, and I'm starting to see it play out already. I was talking to somebody this morning who's got a new job. I said, "You're looking forward to the new job?" And they said, "Not really. I'm not really excited about it. And it's a strange one. I don't think it's where I really want to go, but I need a job, and I'll try and use it as a stepping stone." And that's really sad because you wouldn't get that hopefully in the normal market. Most people will move for positive reasons rather than negative. So when you, as a recruiter, and this is your gig really, but as an employer, thinking about how are we going to weed those people out? Because that's not who we want. We don't want someone who's only going to stay for 3 months. If what we're trying to do is to build a team and have a long-term appointment. So I think one mistake people are making is they're underestimating how many candidates they're going to get. We're closing posts after 3 days because you've got 3-digit number of applicants, and potentially none of them can do the job, but they're just flooding in and applying. So building in the time, whether that's outsourcing that or doing it internally, but building in the time to shortlist carefully. And then making sure that your selection process is robust and you find someone who's the right fit for the role. And right fit for the role can often mean growth potential for the role, rather than parachuting somebody in who's already doing that job or perhaps did that job in the past. Right? So if you want an assistant and you appoint someone whose last job was a manager, the chances are, and I'm sorry to those people because I've been there myself. I was unemployed for a year when we got back from our year away. So I do understand it. And agencies would say to me, "Sorry, Ian, you're overqualified." And the reality was I was overqualified. And I would have been unhappy if I'd have taken those more junior roles. But right now, people have got to put bread on the table and they'll take a more junior role. Giving them that opportunity may end up being a big own goal for your business if you do it. So really just thinking these things through and building in the time and the process will not avoid you making a mistake, but it'll mitigate the risk.
Yeah, it's one of those. We always advise the employers that work with us when they're hiring is to try and find that person who matches a lot, but there is still stretch for them coming into the role, because that provides the challenge, and that buys a certain amount of time where somebody will be. There's always a challenge in a new job, learning new terminology and new colleagues or a new market, but actually stretching the role is important as well.
Absolutely. I'm a big believer that when someone starts a new job, it should be a little bit like landing on the trampoline. So there should be a bounce for them. Yeah, that yippee. I've always found whenever I move jobs that I kind of advance my learning very quickly, because I just needed to reset in a different context and apply the learning that I'd already got. But there should also be a bounce for the organisation, because someone new is coming in with their skills, a different perspective, different set of experience, and they'll bring something new to the organisation that wasn't there before. And I've always found that. I was saying, nobody is indispensable. No matter when anybody says they're leaving, as heartbroken as you might be, it's an opportunity for something better to happen. The day before the day I got married, it's silver wedding this year, so this was a while ago. Right? The day before the day I got married, in my team, I had 2 personnel officers, they were called at the time, and they both resigned. They both got other jobs the day before the day I got married. So the day before I got married, I picked up my suits from wherever it was from the tailors, took them to the hotel, and then went back to work. I was on leave. Went back to work, revisited the job descriptions, wrote the adverts and got it placed. And then I went off and got married and went on honeymoon for 2 weeks. When I came back, we had a fantastic field of applicants, and we appointed someone who was even better than the people I couldn't possibly envisage being without. and that's what happens. But that growth potential is so important.